Hey guys, Forbidden here, bringing you another audio commentary. This is game three, the pivotal game three, blue-white tempo against combo. Doesn't get any more lucky than this. So obviously this game's going to be decided by a lot of luck. And then I opened a little bit on the short end of that stick because my 7-card hand wasn't keepable. If you back it up, you could see what it was. It was like a wasteland, and then I think I had an ether vial, but then a bunch of other stuff. Like I couldn't really cast anything, get it going. I knew that hand wasn't going to get there, so I took a mulligan. And then my 6 isn't that great. It's a force, but no second blue, and then 3 wayfarers and 2 land. Fortunately, though, um, I'm on the benefiting end, I should say, of a really bad blunder by my opponent. So he fetch lands immediately, and then I top deck a wasteland, and so he's not able to use his land at all, and then I get a free wasteland off, or not free. I mean, it costs me a wasteland, but I get a wasteland off, and like he's storm combo. He really can't afford to let me do stuff like that. And then actually puts him in a mono-screwed situation. So he tried to play around the stifle, but he forgot that Wasteland is by far the bigger threat. Um, and also, I think he grabbed the Badlands because he could use the red mana. Um, Whatever. And then he obviously wasn't able to use it. So I top deck, or he doesn't get a land out, and so I now know that he's mono screwed. Incidentally, last turn I didn't swing because if he played out a land, I wanted to be able to fetch land and then get a wasteland, and then waste him back down if he didn't have a kill. Um, but as it is now, since I just top decked the Stoneforge Mystic, I want to get down the Umezawa's Jite as fast as possible. So, um, and potentially next turn I'm threatening a G-Quip and a swing for 3. So that would put me in pretty good shape, especially with a Force of Will backup. If I top deck a land and he doesn't have any answers. Um, Two pretty big ifs, but there you go. Incidentally, I think he also forgot to top before his draw step. Um, I don't know if he would have used the land anyway, but I think it's a better play to top before your draw. Um, I could probably go back and check. So anyway, kind of scratch that. I'm not positive he made the mistake, but just trying to watch both sides of the board and then see any mistakes that are made. It's typically more interesting to talk about a mistake than the correct play, which we're making the correct play 95% of the time, but sometimes we make the wrong play. So he has Burning Wish. He doesn't have that much stuff that would be uncounterable. That's sorcery. I don't think there are any split-second sorceries, and then like Empty the Warrens, I'm not afraid of. So especially with GT coming, so I okay the Burning Wish. Sandy casts out a Lotus Petal. And then he's waiting for me to okay it. And then because I thought I'd either already okayed it or something. Obviously, I'm not going to counter the Lotus Petal. If I didn't daze the Burning Wish, then I wouldn't counter it. Anyway, so I choose to let it resolve. Obviously, I didn't have to, but if I don't top deck a land, it doesn't matter if I let it resolve. And I've got another creature, so I'm still threatening the G-Quip between the next 2 turns. So forcibling it didn't really make sense, Anyway, so I've still got a Force of Will, and then he's wasted a lot of resources trying to take out, my life gain plan. Might be down my life gain plan. But Oh, okay, he's burning. Okay, so he's burning wishing, burning wishing. I guess that's right. That sounds terrible though. He's casting a burning wish for a death mark. Um, and I misclick and I put the Force of Will in my graveyard. Doesn't matter, but you know, in a tournament that might be like a warning or something. But the graveyard and the room from game are pretty close. I guess I don't notice. Anyway, so I swing with or so I force the death mark to try to take advantage of this timing window. There's still a lot of spells that I can top deck into, and so um, but I didn't want to force myself to look for a creature when I know my opponent doesn't have the ability to go off because he probably would have tried it. Or at the very least, he wouldn't be doing silly stuff like, um, you know, using two Lotus Petals and then casting a Burning Wish just to get a Pyroclasm to wipe my team. Um, so I figure he doesn't have any, or he doesn't have the combo parts that he needs. At least he doesn't have like an ad nauseam or something. Um, I actually think it's a pretty bad part of the deck. Um, that he doesn't that he didn't have a way to go off with like two land for Burning Wish over 2 turns when the only retort that I'm gonna get is a G Quip. So that's gonna put me in like a lot of life, like 20, 22, whatever, 25. But um, he should still be able to kill me, like if he gets a good element. So I can't imagine that like a Burning Wish with two Lotus Petals backup like wasn't able to get him anywhere, and that his best plan was to wipe my team. And so anyway, so all this evidence is stacking up that he didn't have the combo answer immediately, and so um, I forced I forced his death mark to put more pressure on him, since that was the last creature in my hand, and I didn't want to have to wait around to top deck. As it turns out, I top decked a Stoneforge Mystic, and so it didn't matter. And it was actually the wrong play to force it, but at the time I thought it was the right play to make. Okay, so I swing. He doesn't wait for me to use the counters, um, which I think is a mistake. I think it's also a mistake to cast the Echoing Truth. Um, but there I go. So anyway, so I mean, the timing was kind of ambiguous. I was definitely going to use the counters as soon as he declared no blocks, and so um, I guess kind of being a nice guy, I like I just take the counters off. Um, because I think that's how it would have worked in a real tournament. Like, I mean, Magic Workstation is kind of finicky. My opponent's not as experienced with Magic Workstation as I am. In fact, I don't think really like very many people in the whole world are as experienced with Magic Workstation as I am, and like it's really finicky as hell. And so you have to kind of, um, there's kind of a give and take. You have to be nice about some things. Um, about especially about timing and stuff like that. Um, you have to be more generous for the timing window. And so I think my opponent was just playing like a little bit ambiguously, but there was no doubt in my mind I would have taken the counters off. And so I thought maybe it was just about like the timing of the timing of the events. Anyway, so I have a wasteland, and I could monoscrew him for red. I obviously can't monoscrew him for black, but I still choose to take out the Underground Sea because my opponent has a Doomsday. I still remember that from earlier in the game. Um, the other thing I didn't talk about, which is pretty important, was I top decked obviously a Thorn of Amethyst. I had like I didn't count it up. I think I had like 5 draws or something where I was where I could have gotten a top deck, and my top decks could have been anything. It could have been Thorn, Aethersworn Canonist, Aura of Silence, Force of Will, Spell Pierce, Daze. I mean, I had a lot of options that would have put me in a much stronger position, but Thorn of Amethyst was the best possible top deck in that situation. So I'm pretty thankful that I got it, and it really helped me put this game away. So the swing again. So this time I'm not using counters. because my opponent is low enough on life that I don't think an ad nauseum is going to be fatal immediately. And so, especially with the Thorn of Amethyst already on the table. So, the game plan is I save up counters to try to gain as much life as possible on this last turn my opponent has to live. And so, if he doesn't, um, he has to have come up with some kind of answer now. And I figure my best way to survive is to be able to gain life. So he has Burning Wish for Pulverize. The Burning Wish costs 3 because Thorn, and then Pulverize again costs 1. And so I just played Daze. So I have Lethal on board, and then he can't do anything, so that's game. GG. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll try to bring all the games from the tournament. Um, I'll try to cast them all. Hopefully people will be cool with it. There aren't any prizes or anything. So I'll see you for the next one.